area of another grey area, really, it will be the question of cybercrime. And then now that we're going cashless, now that you already said, okay, by the time we use a lot of credit cards, we're going to be exposed to many more, as it were, threats. Yeah. So are we going to be dealing with that in this conference?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at this is the conference brochure here. Okay. If you look at one of the
you can just lift that up so that maybe my camera can pick it up. Yes, okay.
So, yep. And we have a session on risk and security.
Beautiful.
So we're going to deal with different kinds of personal risk, you as a person. Okay, I mean, this is a time where conversations online start so easily that you wonder sometimes, the trust boundary, how quickly do you gain trust? What is the requirements? There used to be certain requirements in the old days for trust.
Before you could confide in people.
Before, exactly. But now that barrier, where is it? Where is that threshold before a certain amount of trust is awarded somebody else? Before one person awards a certain amount of trust to somebody else. And then if you look at children, for example, who are really exposed to predators, and we've seen cyberbullying. There is the case in two different continents now around the world where people have committed, sadly, a very sad suicide because they were bullied online. Now, when I was growing up, you're bullied on the playground. Yeah. And, I mean, worst come to worst, the guy might beat you up or whatever. And then... And
it's all over.
It's all over. There, somebody will hold you, and then you start shouting, "No, I will beat him up." Of course, you were beat up, but... Okay. Either way, though, at the end of the day, everything was happening with spectators. But now you can draw people away, and you have this two-way communication where one person has very, very negative ulterior motives. How do we deal with that? And that's what some of the panelists and speakers are going to be talking about. They're going to come to us and tell us, okay, this is what we've seen from research, from reality. Okay, I mean, it's a really vast topic when it comes to security these days. Not to make anybody paranoid, but we've heard about the incident of Facebook.
Yes, the girl that was the audience. Yes,
and so there's so many more. That's the one you hear. There's a lot
many more happening that we don't know about.
Right? But it goes beyond that. We're talking about sometimes petty stuff. Somebody being able to access your account. You're sleeping in Lagos, and somebody's buying all kinds of things in Las Vegas with
your money.
Yeah, exactly. And if you know in Nigeria right now, it may not be as easy. There's still a process, and anywhere in the world, there's a process for you to go and say, well, that wasn't me, for you to prove and all that stuff, and that's something you wake up to. You're just about to do whatever you were doing in the morning.
And you're broke.
You're dealing with stuff you're not planning to deal with. So.
Okay, now this is quite interesting, and I like the let me say it's a little bit like you're saying. Look, let's begin to jump. Let's take a leap ahead of what's going to happen if you're not careful. Yeah. So now, what I would like to do is this: how about those who are developing softwares, those who are writing applications? Would they be having a space, to also learn something from here?
I think so, because they will be here. The people who are involved with software development, people who, not just the development, but also the application, people who use software to do their business, like one of the MDs of Jumia.com will be at the conference, and they've really hacked the Nigerian space in terms of, maybe hack's not the best word, but they've been able to get into the Nigerian space and use technology to do commerce. And that exposes them probably to a certain amount of risk.
Yes.
And how they're dealing with that risk, and how that also impacts the service that they provide using technology. How does that impact our risk, but also the good side? How is that making our lives better? Is it good for me that I can just be at work? Well, I've got nothing to do right now.
Buy my shares,
exactly.
Buy my shoes.
And instead of waiting from that guy from Lagos Island that always charges you double, right? I can just go Jumia or whatever else. I'm not trying to promote anybody's website.
I know, yes, yeah.
There's a million of them. Other websites.
Jumia, whatever.
There's a bunch of them. So, but you go to those websites and can you just go shopping? But then again, which one do you go to? Today, we know that website or these websites because of some amount of marketing. There could be other websites where I could get a good deal, right? Do I trust it, though? Yes. How do I build that trust? And so you see that it's not a one-way conversation. One conversation always leads to the other, and it's a web. It's a web. It's like a spider web of conversations, a sphere of conversations, so that we're constantly moving around this, and it's a dynamic world. We're constantly moving. We need to figure out how to deal with it. At least what's our approach? so we can get rid at least of the risks and take the maximum advantage of the good stuff.
Okay, now taking maximum advantage, just something just occurred to me now. When you're just shopping, you can actually shop online for your wife now.
Yeah.
And so, are we going to be able to deal with that now?
I don't know. Just brace yourself.
No, because this is yes, I know it sounds a little bit comical, but seriously, with the way it's going, you can virtually buy anything online.
Well, I mean, if you take shopping, for example, there's a behavioral psychological process to shopping. When you go, you select the thing, you make some kind of emotional connection to the thing, and then you say, yes, I want to purchase this, and transfer the ownership from that store to me. How that process works online is, they're hit or miss. For example, I know when I go online, there's certain brands I stick to because those will fit when it comes to fashion. But if I'm in a store, I would try anything and just hope, does it fit? Does it not fit? And so this behavior that's changing. Okay. Now, fast forward that or switch that around also. You can also book vacations online. You can also do family retreats online. You could do couple retreats online, something that IWFI does. They do couple retreats. They do other seminars. You could do all that stuff online. You could actually take some of those classes online. Through webinars.
Yes.
Yeah, and interestingly, to see even health. Now you can...
Telemedicine?
Exactly. There was a doctor performed an operation using joysticks, the equivalent of controlling a robot in another country. And you see this is a huge impact. But now, what if some idiot out there goes and maybe idiot's a strong word, but he could be an idiot. If he goes there and corrupts the file while the doctor is doing
working.
that. And you see, so this is the risk, and we're constantly dealing with that. But that's even very high level. Let's talk about low level. Let's talk about there's no Eba at home.
So you want to get some?
You want to get some, you can use technology now to do that really quick. Right? Is that a positive thing?
But the risk of the Eba getting corrupted?
Depends who you ask, and that'll be I don't know. Yeah, that's true. If your Eba gets corrupted and you're ordering from the wrong place, and so but then what happens? Other people now build up other sites, for example, to say let's rate all the restaurants in Lagos. Okay. So you see, there's always a solution.
Okay. So the conversation, like you said,
it continues. But what we want to do is to always be ahead. So we're having the right conversations, and we're not falling to the risks, and we're not sitting there with this massive amounts of computing power and doing almost nothing with it.
Okay. Now, that's where I'm going to come to now. Because, again, what we seem to suffer from here, infrastructural deficiencies. Our infrastructures, they don't seem to work at all, or work too slowly, or they just archaic. So, can we use this? Can we use digital technology to begin to see if we can switch things around for us here?
Personally, I think we could. And I think it's the only thing saving us. We live in a country or in a time or in a space now where we have this older legacy technology, and then we have the latest technology.
That's analog to digital.
So just analog. We have analog. On the background of this huge analog space, we have a lot of digital. Still not there yet. For example, in some other countries where you have very fast bandwidth, you don't even, if you, let's talk about that Eba again. You're trying to go look for Eba. You could just literally put your phone up. A software developer has developed an application that will basically take the picture you're seeing and goes to a map software and says, okay, you're standing on Saka Tinubu and I can't Ishawa. And just pinpoints to you, walk this way, Eba is this way, Eba is this way, Eba is that way. Or if you want something else, you want spaghetti, it's that way.
Is that Google Eye?
This would be on one of on the iPhone. Actually, it's an app. I don't even know the name of the app. It was just one of the, but it uses geographical information, GPS, etc. To pinpoint connect business and the person. And then, if you use that also for family, you're taking your family out, you want to go for a stroll. You could do that. Do some app like that
for children.
How do we go this way? Okay, and you can teach. You've got an iPad there, and your kids saying, okay, what's this thing? Okay, come, look at it. It's this thing. You can make it interesting. Look at this. This is the first thing. Actually, that's a bulb. And blah, blah, blah. You can do all that with the information at your fingertips. But going back to your question is, how is it better for us to have some level of technology versus no level of technology? And obviously, it is better. To what degree and how we actually harness that, that's why you've got to listen to the likes of
speakers,
Engineers as well, who's going to be speaking as well.
Okay.
and other speakers at this conference, October 22nd and 23rd.
Okay.
It's going to be a really good time to come and listen to a lot of people who are, I would say, they're in the battlefield. They're dealing with this
every day.
They have families. They use technology. They may not be in technological companies, but technology is everywhere now. You might say, even farming.
Yeah.
Everything has technology now. There's no real non-technological business.
Anymore.
There isn't. And so it's there. It's in your face. And then you want to have family time. Let's sit and watch TV. Nobody's interacting. Okay, remove the TV. Let's just sit and talk. You talk for 3 seconds and everybody's BBing. So how is that? Is there a way? What should we do? Should we start taking technology off times? Should we have space times with technology? Is that the answer? I don't know. I know my opinions,
yes,
but I would like this to be really trashed out. And that's what we would like anyway from the IWFI and the LBS collaboration standpoint, is to get this issue trashed out, get the people who can really make change be there, so they can take that change, go back to the organizations and start to put policies in place that affect the employees directly.
And affect the homes of the employees. Okay, now that's another issue that, again, we had Dr. Ogwechi here the last time, and we were looking at the possibility of having flexibility at work. Okay, so would this fit into what you're looking at? That, okay, maybe you can then create a space, as it were, through technology to say, okay, if the man is been used to working 8 to 4, let him do 8 to 12 or 8 to 1. Let him go off for 2-3 hours and be with his family and come back and do some more work from 6 to 10 or something, or work from home. And are these all the possibilities we can begin to look at?
Plus, and even more than that. Flex time, flexibility is one aspect of work and family balance, work-life balance, and it's not the only aspect. And it's one of the reasons why right now a lot of the conversation on work-life balance tends to center around flexibility. But it's just one small facet of a big pie, a really big pie. And that's why we're trying to get people out there October 22nd and 23rd
come and look at this
conference, so they can get the holistic picture. Because yes, you give the guy flex time. What if the guy's a workaholic and doesn't stop working? Which happened. There's a case in point. We're going to mention names, but there's already been specials done on it, TV specials. There are articles about it. One company sent all their manager, the cadre staff, home. But the new problem was they wouldn't stop working.
Even while they were away?
While they're away, because now they just took more ownership and they overworked themselves. And the company's like, okay, maybe that's not exactly. We want your deliverables to be done. We want you to meet your targets and and maybe a little extra, but not at the expense of your family. And so where's the balance? When you tell somebody you can have flex time, how flexible should it be? Some people might need some level of decorum for them to operate efficiently and optimally, right? They need some structure.
Yes.
And certain kinds of businesses simply just need humans.
Yes.
Because there's certain things you need to do in business where you need to feel the pulse from the other person. Okay, and there are many people who argue immediately against me, like, no.
I don't need all that.
Just a teleconference is good enough. But sometimes you need your 5 senses to smell, to be intuitive. And there's something about humans who are in the same space. There's some kind of intuition. There's a lot of
cross currents of feelings,
that go on behind where there's what we call it chemistry. Right? There's a level of chemistry that everybody's judging, especially when you're committing hundreds of millions of naira or whatever, 1 million naira or 1 naira
onto a business,
onto something where you can lose that naira. And so it's a two-way street.
Okay, so what we're saying now, therefore, is that we'll be losing our guts to some machines now, because no more gut feelings, just machine feelings now.
It's possible, but I think anybody that's tried that has failed. You still need gut feelings, but we can now automate some things. There's some things we do that are just automatic, like going and taking the paper and filing the paper. You can just hit save and you're done. Right? And make it searchable. So that you're good to go there.
Yeah.
Right? But I really think I couldn't say this enough. These are some. I like the issues you're bringing up, and I think that conference is the place to be. We're still looking for some sponsors. We're still looking for exhibitors. There's going to be exhibition as well.
Oh, really?
There are about 25 spaces for exhibitors. So it'll be a good place if you have a business where you showcase something that could help work family or family oriented. It would be a good place for you to get in front of a good amount of MDs and CEOs.
Captive audience, yes. Okay, so that is it. Hashim is saying it's going to be a captive audience at that conference. We are